Hello. Welcome. I, I've decided to do just a little short video today talking about Destiny and what to look forward to come Lightfall. If you haven't already done it, have the ability to do it now, pick up a couple weapons, might, if you have the ability to pick them up from the previous seasons. Some of them are pretty good. It depends on your own playstyle. I'm gonna leave that as a discretion. Like, you might not like the same weapons that I do. For instance, I actually really like the Ikelos SMG. I think them giving it Volt Shot made it a very strong contender for an arc weapon. So if you don't have a good, arc weapon for upcoming builds, because the way that they're reworking build crafting and armor mods, I think it's gonna benefit from having things that have subclass 3.0 verbiage in it. So, Volt Shot, anything with, blinding, suppression, freezing, stuff like that. It'll be fun. So, just mess around with some of the weapons that you might want to use in Lightfall. If you have the ability to, go out and get them. There's also, Season of the Haunted weapons are pretty good. Season of the Risen weapons I'm not super fan of, but if you want them, you best get them now, because they'll be gone if you don't. Anyone that has, a reliance on Warmind cells or expecting, the Ikelos weapons to do that, yeah, no, those are gone. Warmind cells are disappearing come Lightfall, which, fair enough, makes sense. They've been kind of depreciated out of relevancy for a while, so makes perfect sense. I currently have been using a Warmind cell build as a final farewell to it while doing these heists. I forgot the name of them for a second, don't worry about it, it's fine. I've also been messing around with some of the weapons they've changed and looking forward to messing around with build crafting because of the things they've changed it. They've changed. I can English. I'm really interested to see the trace system for other elements. For Solar and Void, it's gonna be really interesting. Because Arc and Stasis already kind of had their own. So I'm going to be really excited to see how those work, because I imagine the exotic trace rifles are actually going to be really useful with that system. For instance, I get the feeling that Fullheart was already strong. Prometheus Lens, I feel could be getting a lot more time in the spotlight here relatively soon. So look forward to seeing that, and possibly is it Equinox? Because I always forget the name of the Void Trace Rifle, and I don't know why, because it makes the funny dunking orbs. Oh yeah, that's right, I need to finish getting my last, crafted stuff. See, I'm finishing off my round trip of things and trying to do the, the dungeon/raid challenges for the Moments of Triumph thing. Which is, it's taken a bit. Damn it. I hate that these things have so much health. Genuinely annoying to deal with. Ow. Took care of it though. But yeah, this is basically the last chance to grab certain things before you switch over to Lightfall and things get swapped over, the new systems pop in place. Looking forward to see more exotics get synergy with subclass 3.0s. Looking forward to see what Quicksilver Storm's Catalyst does. Neomuna looks beautiful. And hopefully we don't have any more, like, oopsie, wacky mistakes in the coding that, reverted a lot of... It messed with a lot of progress and triumphs. Thankfully they fixed that relatively quick, although it did take the game being offline basically an entire day. Which is not super great, but I get it. The source code of the game's it's a little old. It's a little old. It's showing its age a bit. We're gonna need to figure out a better usage for Golden Tricorn. I still need to get a grip on this part. Yeah, like, I'm actually probably going to put out a video after Lightfall as well, and I'll mention it now, get some traction for it. I will probably be making one on my own, like, personal experience with the build crafting system after it goes live, and I've had some time to mess around with it, because I want to really, like, push it and see what all I can combine that was previously restricted by elements. Because I know some armor mods that I'm definitely going to be clapping together, especially since I won't have to worry about affinity anymore, which is going to be super great. At least from an investment standpoint, I don't have to go super hard on that, and that's going to be awesome. But yeah, I look forward to really pushing the changes they've made to the system. Hopefully they work pretty smoothly out of the gate, though be prepared for scuff just in case, because I know day one stuff, servers are probably going to be jank. Like, extremely jank. So if there's a lot of server issues and stuff, don't worry about it. It's just the normal day one Destiny 2 experience. Same thing's probably gonna happen with the raid, which is on March the 10th this time around. So do be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna be interested to see who walks away with that. Hopefully they've got the issues sorted out and it's not a super buggy, laggy mess. But, you know, we'll see. It's going to be a lot of server strain that day. It's on a Friday again instead of a Saturday, so we'll see. We'll see who all can complete it in given time. Should be an interesting day. I know I'll be keeping my eye on it. I don't know if I will be participating in a day one or a day after raid attempt, but we'll figure it out. I got some people who have shown some interest in doing something like that, and I would be super down. It's gonna be fun to watch, at the very least. If I'm going in blind though, I will not watch it. That is my stipulation. Yeah, overall, I'd say I do want to give some like closing thoughts on Season of the Seraph. I know the season's not over yet, but overall, I think, considering that this is basically just a tie-over season, it's been pretty okay. It's not been terrible. Dungeon's been pretty cool. I kind of want to do it a little bit more before the season ends, because I've only done it a handful of times. Because I kind of want the bow, not gonna lie, kind of want the bow. Be really cool. Most importantly, I'd like to have the armor, because I want the funny cowboy hat. The funny cowboy hat would be real nice. Let's take all that. I just casually drop that in there real quick. Okay.
Open sesame.
Grab all of these orbs that are over here.
How many times has this facility changed hands between Gray and Hive? I wonder which side will relent first.
This is my home. As the belief is yours. We did not allow Hive to take our homes before. I will not allow it now.
Ow. Pain. But yeah. Other things that I would like to touch on. There's a few weapons that I'm looking into seeing how they're gonna fit in with the changes. Because exotics, I feel like, are going to play a more involved role. Specifically, like the elemental primary exotics. Which would be interesting. The other thing is I want to pay very close attention to the changes they are making to the effectiveness of linear fusions. Because I know that's basically the go-to DPS weapon for a lot of people, just because of ease of use and flexibility. I'll admit, linears have a very, very solid ammo reserve count, which you can push further with mods, and I think you'll have more freedom to after the change. Because one thing I would like to see is I would love to see the build crafting rework open up viability for more DPS options. Because currently, it's like, okay, are you using a linear? Or are you using a rocket? Because, like, GLs for the most part I feel like have been off the DPS table for a while. Ever since, like, full court, spike nades, that ridiculous, like, void spike grenade full court combo with a tractor cannon got kind of beaten into oblivion. And, like, Anarchy, which I feel like Anarchy is an option. It's just not as good as it used to be. and more so that, like, snipers got hit. Which I would love to see snipers and MGs lose their, nerfs. I think that was a serious issue that I had with the balance changes a while back when they nerfed MGs because of Thunderlord doing too much damage to bosses because of its thunder. And then when they nerfed snipers because they were quote-unquote able to do considerable damage from a safe distance, which, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong there. Kind of what a sniper rifle does. It's kind of like the whole point. But yeah, it's one of the few changes that I would like to see be done to the sandbox. Don't know if it's actually a possibility or not, but you know, I just want more options, more viable weapons that you don't have to like work as hard to make work, if that makes sense. Because like one of the issues that I hear from a lot of people that I try to like say like, hey, would you want to play Destiny with me? A lot of their issues is I don't want. Like, it's a daunting commitment and a lot of investment just to get into the game. And I'm like, you know, that's fair. There's a lot of information that you have to take in right away. And then you get pelted by all of these, like, DPS metas and all of this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no, you make a good point. This is a big turnoff for a lot of people that, you know, may just want to play a game that they can play with friends. And Destiny's crossplay. So it's like, I feel like if the game is more inviting to new players and less of a daunting task, it will succeed. Because, like, the gameplay itself feels really good. PvP's a train wreck. And definitely needs to be adjusted quite a bit. But, like, other than that, the gunplay feels good. They just, like, I'm glad they finally started separating the PvE and PvP sandbox, because PvE definitely needs tuned in a different way, and I kind of wish they would just stop nerfing things for their meta shifts, and just embrace the idea of maybe some things that are lagging behind just need to be brought up. I'm not saying we need to get into the whole cycle of constantly power creeping, because I don't think that's something that should be a thing either. But, like, I would like to see more weapons just viable. It's like, currently, I think primaries are falling behind now that trace rifles are a thing, because trace rifles themselves are very ammo efficient for how much damage they do. And all you need is just like any kind of ammo finder that involves a special weapon of some sorts, and you're gonna get ammo for it. Albeit it's divided between the two, but still. There's not really a situation where I want to use a primary ammo weapon over a special ammo weapon, especially in in-game content, because enemies just have so much health or so much damage resistance. It's like, your primary weapons aren't going to do a whole lot. And with the next iteration of build crafting having abilities to stun champions in your subclass, I foresee the use of a lot less primary weapons in in-game PvE content. Honestly, it would not surprise me if people just didn't use the seasonal champion mods. Because, like, depending on how reliable the sources are in the subclasses, you just use that, and or perks on weapons that will deal with that. So I know if I don't have to sink resources into stunning champions, other than, like, maybe the initial building in the subclass, then I'm not going to waste an inventory slot on a weapon that's not going to benefit me. That's just my, like, hot takes on it. I wanted to do this live while I finished off one of these Heist Battlegrounds. Oh, sweet.
Is that so surprising?
And yeah, I'll probably do another video next week and go a little bit more in depth on some builds and stuff that I want to work with. But I just wanted to touch base, you know, give just a little bit of initial thought here, and go from there. Hopefully this video is not too long. If you enjoy the content or you have questions, you'd like to hear me talk about stuff, because I would love to go and talk a little bit more in depth about exotics and how to best utilize them, especially because I adore collecting them, and any excuse for me to bring an old exotic out of the vault and level it up to current, like, soft cap would be super cool. Because, as you can see, I have most of them, aside from, of course, Touch a Mouse, which still eludes me, and the stupid things like the Vex Mythoclast and Collective Obligation Hierarchy. I need to finish the Glaives, which, after the change, I should be able to do. And then, as of tomorrow, and Heart of Shadow are two that I'm also missing, but any of these exotics that I have, if anyone wants to see me go in depth or make a build for it even, I can try making a build for one of these weapons. But yeah, just let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you liked it, and I'll be sure to make some more in the next, like, few weeks before Lightfall. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!